Hello, my name is Amber Pendarvis, and I'm a senior athletic training student at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I will be demonstrating how to conduct a SCAT5 concussion assessment. So obviously the first thing when you're at a sporting event and you see an athlete go down, you want to make sure that the scene is safe first and foremost before you or anyone else also gets injured. And then once you get out there, the first thing you want to do is look for red flags. So like neck pain, double vision, vomiting, seizures or convulsing, loss of consciousness, weakness, burning or tingling down the arms or legs, or if they become increasingly aggressive or combative. A lot of those are big red flags. And then secondly, you look for observable signs. So like when they hit the ground and they don't move, they're just lying there motionless. They have huge difficulties with their gait or balance, stumbling around. They're very disoriented or confused and don't respond appropriately to certain questions. They look very blank in their look. You can tell they don't really know what's going on. Or if there's significant facial injuries or trauma to the head. So obviously, like if you have a fracture or they're bleeding or something like that. So then step 3 comes the memory or Maddox questions. So you want to ask things like, where are we? What half is it? Who are we playing? What's the score? Do you remember the last play that happened? Who we're playing? That kind of thing. And obviously you want them to answer those questions correctly. And then step 4 is the Glasgow-Coma scale. So in this scale, you want them to have a higher number. A higher number is better in the situation. So for example, at the beginning of it is about your eyes. If the eyes are not opening at all, if they're opening in response to pain, if they're opening to speech, or if they're just sitting there normally like Sawyer is right now. If they're not responding to you, if they're using inappropriate words, or they're confused, they're oriented, and you rate them on that scale and add that up. And then along with that, you do a cervical spine assessment. So you want to find out if they have any pain on their cervical spine. If it's just sitting there, they're fine, and moving is pain, or just at rest, there's pain. You also might want to palpate the area, spinous processes, the muscles around, point tenderness, that kind of thing. Because obviously a cervical spine injury would be more serious than the concussion. You would stop what you're doing there and handle the cervical spine. But if you're off the field and you're doing your assessment, you want to find out some background about the athlete, name, age, obviously their gender, if they've had any concussions before, if they lost consciousness, how long ago was the concussion, how long did it last, some basic questions like that. Have they ever been hospitalized by the injury? Do they have a disability? Do they have ADD or ADHD? Personal questions like that. And then you come to the symptom evaluation. So everyone knows that, well, most of us know that there are many symptoms to a concussion. The list goes on and on. So for the SCAT5, we have a long list. There are 22 symptoms. So you want to go through and have your athlete rate on a scale each of these symptoms 1 to 6. 6 being severe, like hospital room severe, and 0 being none. So for example, I would ask Sawyer, do you have a headache right now?
1.
Okay, so that would be mild. And you go down all the symptoms: headache, pressure in the head, neck pain, blurred vision, dizziness, so on and so forth, and add all of those up out of all the 22. And then we go on to cognitive screening, such as like what month it is, what time is it, what's the day of the week, what year is it. And then we can go to the immediate memory. So I'll list 5 words, and we'll do this 3 times. I'll say the 5 words, and then your athlete, in my case Sawyer, will repeat them in any order as she wants. So candle, paper, sugar, sandwich, wagon.
Candle, paper, sugar, sandwich, wagon.
Correct. So then you would just mark that she got 5 of 5 there, and you would do that 3 times and mark down how many she got right each time. Another example is you could do you could do 10 words instead of 5 words. So candle, paper, sugar, sandwich, wagon, finger, penny, blanket, lemon, insect.
Candle, sugar, sandwich, paper, wagon, insect, penny. That's all I remember.
Okay. Well, she got most of them. But anyways, that's another example. Another one would be reciting digits backwards. So first you start with 3 numbers and you work up to 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to say them forwards and you're going to repeat them backwards. So if I say 1, 2, 3, say 3, 2, 1. So 4, 9, 3.
3, 9, 4.
Okay, and then we're going to do 4. So 1, 7, 9, 5.
5, 9, 7, 1.
And then you would go up to 5 numbers. So 4, 8, 5, 2, 7.
7, 2, 8, 5, 4.
Let's say that one again. 4, 8, 5, 2, 7.
7, 2, 5, 8, 4.
There you go. So yeah, that's just another example. And then one more would be the months in reverse order.
December, November, October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, January.
Perfect. And then we can do the neurological screening. So having the athlete read something out loud. And obviously with all these, you want to find out if it makes their symptoms worse or better, I guess. And you want to find out where. So like if they're having a headache, where they're feeling most of the pain and what makes it worse. So like reading, you want to find out if they're having difficulty with that and if it makes any symptoms worse. Full range of motion. You want to do the eye screening without moving their head. Can we do a tandem gait, finger to nose, that kind of thing? And so, for example, the tandem stance, that would be under the balance examination. So we'll do that now. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm just gonna pick that. Okay. So first is the double leg stance. So you're gonna put your feet together, hands on your hips, and when you are ready, you're gonna close your eyes. And I'm gonna count 20 seconds, and you basically keep count how many times they lose their balance or step out of their stance in the 20 seconds. Okay. And then the single leg stance, you pick up the dominant leg. So Sawyer, which leg would you kick a ball with?
My right.
So you're gonna pick that leg up and hold it, your foot like at your knee. Same thing when you're ready, close your eyes and you count for 20 seconds. Anytime the foot on the floor comes off the ground, you count that. When the foot in the air touches the ground, hands come off the hip, that all counts as errors. And then the tandem gait, you put the dominant foot in front, so your right foot in front, heel to toe. Again, hands on hips, eyes closed for 20 seconds. 1. Okay, so she got a 1 there. But you can come back over here. Okay, and then for delayed recall, I'm going to ask those 5 words again. So, do you remember any of those 5 words that I first gave you?
Sandwich, wagon, sugar, insect, penny.
Yeah, you did. All right. And then step 6 for your off-the-field assessment is just your decision. So you add up all the symptoms that you counted earlier, all the points from the orientation, the balance testing, and that kind of stuff, and add it up and determine whether you think that this athlete has a concussion or not, and the severity. Obviously, if you think they have a concussion, it really doesn't matter how severe it is. You want to refer them, get them to a physician as soon as possible, get them checked out by them. You want to have them come to you afterwards, let you know what the doctor said, if they have a note, and just kind of keep an eye on them if the doctor does say they have a concussion, and check on their symptoms every day and see. You want to make sure that their symptoms are getting better and not worse. And then once they are asymptomatic, you start their back to play protocol. Every day, making it harder and harder, and making sure that those symptoms don't come back. But yeah.